Good morning, First Christian. My name is Stephen Wares, and I am so excited to have recently joined the church with my wife, Katie, and my daughters, Vivian and Ellie. And one of the reasons that I'm so excited to be here at First Christian is that it's a church that cares deeply about the well-being of the church, of Christ's church beyond this local congregation. It became clear to me so quickly that First Christian has invested deeply in the work of raising up the next generation of ministers. I moved here to serve as the new president of Milligan University, and I've experienced firsthand how First Christian's investment in raising up ministers is bearing fruit. First Christian invested deeply in Milligan and partnered with us to launch the Ministry Leadership Program. When I come to church here, I see the ways the church continues to invest in our students and in the kingdom of God. They're being mentored and shaped and formed and prepared around every corner. They're interns and they're residents in this congregation. They're on the worship team up front or in the sound booth in the back, helping with youth or with children. Right here in this congregation, every week, Milligan students are being formed into the next generation of ministers. So few churches these days have such clarity of vision and such sacrificial generosity around this important work of preparing future ministers. Those things in this congregation are magnetic, and they drew us into the goodness of this church. I have the pleasure of watching the generosity of First Christian bear fruit. And one of the first things I noticed when looking at our programs at Milligan was the rate of growth in our ministry leadership program. For the last few years, it has nearly doubled every year. That is the kingdom return on your investment. Those are the students we are sending out to serve the church as missionaries and as ministers across the country and around the world. Those students, some of them in this room right now, are the beneficiaries of your generosity and the future leaders of the church. So thank you. At Milligan, we are excited to see the ways God can continue to use this good work between First Christian and Milligan to serve the church. That's why I am personally excited about Cannonball. One of the Cannonball impact areas is continued investment in ministry preparation. I'm excited to see how God will use First Christian's continuing generosity and bear even more fruit for the kingdom. I was deeply honored to learn that part of this generosity will be another gift to the Ministry Leadership Program at Milligan University. I pray that First Christian's generosity will inspire other churches to join sacrificially in the work of raising up the next generation of ministers. Together, we can train more ministers in classrooms and in congregations, more ministers to preach the gospel and to carry the good news of Jesus to the places most in need of it. And if we're lucky, or maybe if God continues to be faithful to this work, some of them will turn out like Tyler.
Hey church, if we haven't met, I'm Tyler Dixon, and I serve as the Creative Arts Director for Okolona Christian Church. I love my role, and I am so privileged to serve God's church here in Louisville, Kentucky. I want to take a second to express my gratitude to you, because you are the church that made my ministry preparation possible. You launched the ministry program where I trained, and you funded the scholarship that allowed me to be there. You provided a residency for when I needed my first ministry job. Your investment in me is the foundation from which I serve today. And this gratitude is a part of why I am so excited to hear about what you are doing through the Cannonball Impact projects. So thank you for your continued investment in ministry education and ministry training for those like me who will be sent out by First Christian Church of Johnson City. So thank you and have a very Merry Christmas.